I don't see challenge as something that I want to avoid. And you need to embrace challenge. You as some athlete, right? And you love competition, you love the race. And yeah, and you can look at that. The entrepreneur journey is like that. It's like a race. It's something like you have reward every time you go to the you hit some point or you overcome some challenge. You get some reward. So think about challenge like that. Everything that come to you, problem or challenge moment, think about it as, okay, if I get through this, I will get a reward.
Welcome everyone to another episode. This time we are having a special series, and that series is going to be linking to potential purpose and prosperity for women. I would like to introduce you to Boi Ngoc. And Boi, welcome to this series. It's you are the first who is opening this series, and I'm so happy that it's actually you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my honor, and I love to be here and share my journey with you and with the audience.
Fantastic, Boi. You have lovely piano behind you, right? Part of your story is a piano, but piano, and I used to play piano, is focus, is clarity, is frequencies, everyday practice, no? And this is what is
Yeah, that's right.
entrepreneurial journey. Boi, let us in your heart, explain us who you are, how everything started for you in your journey.
Okay, so I am known as the piano lady in Vietnam, and I have the moniker the most creative piano teacher because I created a unique methodology that help people learn to play the piano in a short amount of time within 6 to 8 weeks for a dance. So I started as a self-taught person. When I was 12 years old, I learned keyboard for 3 years. And after that, there was an idea that stuck in my mind. How can someone play music without sheet music, and they just play by ears? So I tried to listen to different kinds of music and try to figure out the formulas. And then I figure out the formulas so that I can play piano accompaniment in the church and I can play by ears. So that's how I started. And I didn't want to be a piano teacher growing up. That's just my hobby, and I just want to play in the church as my mom's dream. And it just turned out that when I was 19 years old in college, I missed playing the piano, and I just bought a used digital piano, saving money, and bought it without my parents' allow. My parents didn't want me to go to the journey of being a piano teacher or go to musical journey. Uh, they just want me to play music as a hobby. And then I started my YouTube channel at 19 years old, and it grew quickly after 2 or 3 years. And I got famous in Vietnam. People know about me, and they asked me for instruction. And then I started teaching piano. And when people request me a lot, I thought that I am not study from classical music school or college. How can I teach them? But it turned out that they love the way that I explain things, which is simpler and practical. That's why they want me to teach them. They don't care about if I have a college in music degree or something. They just care that they understand what I explain and they can get results from it. So that's how I started my teaching, and then I scale up. I started a business, and then I scale up because I cannot teach people for a long time every day. So I think about publishing DVDs, recording myself teaching piano, and then I create new methodology so that people can learn it quickly. Um, and then to the point in 2015, I see that teaching online or online course was something that not very popular in Vietnam. So I was the pioneer in Vietnam to do online courses. And I built a website and record videos and put it there instead of publishing DVDs, so that everyone from around the world, Vietnamese people around the world, can learn my methodology. And since then, I got around 4,000 online students since then till now. And still now, I still continue the journey, and now I want to expand it to different countries and translate my methodology. And also, I want to build a tech startup, which is use this methodology combined with technology and bring it further to, to other countries. So that's what I'm doing.
It's very interesting what you're saying, because sometimes they say you have to have passion, then you're growing from passion, right? It seems like this is not what you wanted to do, but you in a very nice way turned into a business, right?
Yeah, that's
And
right.
for me, that always was where I've stuck. I said always to myself, that has to be only my passion, my passion, my passion. I cannot turn into this business. And it's interesting for me to ask you a question: how how you did, how you were able to disconnect yourself emotionally, right, from the business and this passion? Is there a
Mm,
way? Because that's where I used to struggle, has to come
mm,
really from my heart. And then you have business behind, right?
mm.
And you have to think
Yeah.
little bit. It is possible to keeping this together. Has to be some line in between. And how do you do this?
Yeah. So I started as a passion playing music and sharing my passion playing the piano on YouTube. I wanted to be famous, but not to be a piano teacher. And
Mm.
it turned out that playing music was not something that I can make money from. But what I can make money from is from teaching. So, and I think the money side or the business side of this is when you are passionate about something, you keep doing it, you will show up to people, and then they will start being curious about how you can do those things. And that's when they ask me questions, they send me requests to teach them or to do this or to do that for them. That is when I know that it's time to make money. So you I started as a passion. So with other people, other females, other entrepreneurs, you can start something from your passion. And because only having a passion can keep you far, you can will do it without like feeling that it's like a job to do. But you do it anyway, even nobody pay you to do the job that you do, you still do it. You still show up. And then to one point that there's people that willing to pay or send you some request or question. They're curious about how you can do those things. That means that they see you have some expertise in what you do. I think that's when you can package yourself into a service in order to make it a business. So when I started, I didn't know anything about business. It's very new to me. I just see, okay, other people, they teach me, how much I will charge the same money. And I didn't know how to package myself into a service, into something that I can sell and scale up until I reach a point where I feel like I cannot teach every day like five people every day, and I feel tired and I don't have time for myself. Then I need to think about how I can make this scalable. Like I can maybe just teach work for 1 or 2 hours a day, but for many people at the same time. Like it's to like when you do something and then you hit to the point where you see the problem, you see some struggle or you don't have enough time for yourself, or you need to like your life, like that's when you think about the solution to make it easier for your life and make it something that's scalable so that you have more time and also make more money. So that's how I think when I turn that into a business. And in order to develop it into a business, I need to learn a lot from books. And I went to seminars, business seminars, where where the speaker teach about marketing, about business, about how to package yourself into a service. And I learned how to sell, you know, all the things about online marketing, about sales, about business. I need to teach myself doing those things. And because I didn't have a lot of money to go to business school or to learn MBA, that's why you need to self-taught yourself too. Watch a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of tips on business, and then apply it to your current business. And also read a lot of books, because books is cheaper than going to MBA. But you have a lot of time, then you can invest it in yourself and learn from all the books. So currently I have more than 2,000 books, paperback and ebook, because I every time I see a problem that I cannot solve, or I have a question, then I look for a book that the author show how to do something. So that's how I self-taught myself in the business thing, and also continue, you know um, put in effort to invest in myself with the knowledge about business. So I don't think that everyone will born naturally with business skill. Maybe you have some business sense, or maybe you can think about something to make money. But in order to make it successful, you need to invest in yourself and learn. So that's what I think. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Boy. And you make that's why I was thinking you're a great person to start, because you have built up this from kind of passion. You didn't want to be a teacher, so that wasn't your passion, but passion to piano was there. And I feel many women, including myself, struggled the moment we realized that we can make money and business from our passion. When I move back myself and I think, where did I stuck, was in that point, because I started to feel, oh, that's feel guilt, that's feel bad, that, oh, I'm going to talk now about money. You know what I mean? I even had a client that told me, oh, by increasing the price, you are going to make money from us. And I'm like, not really. My service is getting better, you're getting better benefits, but most of women, many women, not most of them, do not think that way. And actually we're reserving. We're like, okay, let's things come naturally when they come. But this is what I love, is the moment when you actually have hit. If you are having interest, because people starting to ask you something, it's just potential, no? You can make your living from what you love. Is that not
Yeah.
amazing?
Yeah, that's right.
And you
So yeah,
spoke amazingly this.
yeah, I had the same problem when I started. People keep asking me to give them free advice, give them free sheet music, give them free tools, all the things. And to the point where I feel like I don't value my time enough. Why I should give some things that I'm really good at that for free, you know? And then to the point that I asked them, "Are you willing to pay me to do this?" And they say, "Okay." Like they nowadays, there's still some people they can still approach me and ask me something for free. They ask me to send them free sheet music or do something for them. And instead of me saying, "Okay, I will do it for you," I will pause and I will say, "In order to make this is how much I want to get from this service." So I turn myself and turn my time and turn my expertise into money, into service. So
Because then you can give more as well, right? As you said, you can scale more, you can learn more, you can potentiate what is inside you. And I think there is like those little balance between how much we are giving
yeah,
in order to receive, right? And I'm
yeah,
reading article that say still we have to turn into giving, and I'm like, oh, I was fighting with this. I see the potential of it, but I still believe that if we give in and give in and give in without seeing the beautifulness and richness inside us, that will at some point turn against us.
Yeah, at some point, if you give and you don't receive, or you don't feel you have any benefits from doing those things, you will feel resentful, or even you will start don't like doing what you're doing because you feel like your time is not worthy enough. So my suggestion is that you give something for, maybe you have 10 things that you want to give to the world. Okay, you want to willing to give for free. So instead of give the information, give the knowledge for all the 10 things that you know to the world for free, you just give three of them, three three of the three things that you think that okay, people will get the three things for free from you. And then at the end of the video, or at the end of what you give, you can say that I have seven more to learn. I have seven more service or something like that for you to learn. If you want to dig deeper, or you want to advance more, then here's the package for the 10, for the full content. So in order to package yourself, think about all the things that you can give. Think about all the things that you have knowledge and you're very strong about that, and then just give like three of them for people, and then the set or the seven, ask people to pay you if they're willing to learn more from that, if they're interested. So I don't see any guilt in asking for money. But I know many women, you feel guilt if you ask for money, or you feel like, okay, I'm so materialistic if I ask for money, or I'm a bad person, or but men can do this all the time. You don't see any men do things for free.
Yes.
That's that's very different from the way that men think, and the way that women think. I remember
Mm.
when I was in a relationship with my ex-boyfriend, and I was given something for free, and then he asked me, why did you get you ask for pay, if it's what he will ask for pay, he will not give it for free. And as a woman, we feel like, because we're women, we need to be given, we need to.
Nurturing, right? Constantly
Yeah.
nurturing and giving away.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then we neglect our needs that we want to receive too. So I think that we need to be balanced, and maybe one way to do that is that you think about all the things that you're very good at, you have, and you can help people get the results from it, and then give them three, and then for the seven left, tell them to pay you in order to know about those seven, and package it into a service or a package. I don't If you put a price on it, people will are willing to learn, or willing to pay, you know so
Yes.
I think for you, or for other female who are following their passion, they work on something that they're really good, and they want to get paid from that. You need to package yourself as a service. So think about yourself as a service or as a product. Don't think about yourself as just a human. You know, think about your time, your expertise, your strength, and the results that you can help your people as a service, as a product, and package it in a way that can help people. So I
Beautiful.
can share. Yes, I can share more about this. Um, in September, I launched Boi Ngoc Mentor. That's a new service that I have. At the beginning, I thought that this is something that I'm willing to do for free. I'm willing to guide people how to do business, how to and mentor them to go through challenge time, or get their mindset to right and other things. And then I see there's life coach, business coach, that they can do the same thing that I do and they get paid from it. Then why I cannot get paid from that? You know, why I cannot get paid for my time? And then I thinking about, okay, I will put this into a service instead of giving all the things for free. I still have something for free, which is, I think that this is for free, because for people who just want to begin something, I can give that for free. But for people who want to have, one-on-one session with me, or have more intimate coaching or mentoring session with me, they need to pay. And then I start with membership package. Okay, so you get two session with me every month. This is how much you can get, and in those session, what we discuss about, something like that. And then I put it on my website. And then when people go to my website, they get the free material, and then they see my service that I have paid service too. And then they
Yes.
and then they start asking me to register for my membership. And after 1 month working with me, my first client, he told me that I should triple my price. And then I triple my price, and in the future I will still, increase my price.
It
Because
is,
at the
yes,
beginning, yeah, at the beginning maybe you don't know about how to price in your service or how to package yourself. Then you can start with membership. That's the easiest way. Um, and get paid from that, maybe with the amount of money that you think that you feel comfortable at first. And then when your students or your clients start asking you to raise the price, or you see the good results that you give them, then you can ask them, will you bother if I raise my price after 3 months, something like that. And I do that all the time also with my piano business. I raise my price every year, and I say that in my marketing message. I say that, okay, for the first 100 people, this is the price. After that, I will bring my price, and this is the next price. So the early birds get better price, and people who are later, they need to pay higher and higher and higher. So that's how you can start pricing yourself. If you're not comfortable, or if you don't know what is the right way to package yourself or to price your service.
because we want to be prosperous, right? As a woman, we have so much to give, we have so much to do in the world, but prosperity is important. It's important for us to have the money, to have the cash, and we need to finally be very open to it, because I think women don't talk about this. We're holding inside. Yes, yes, that's fine, that's fine, just because we don't want to be judged, right? And as you said, there is no problem for a man to tell this, and it's interesting when you say someone told you triple the price. I remember some agency contacted me for some job. It was before the COVID, and to talk about nutrition and health and like a wellness breakfast. And they told me, just make sure that you double up the price of what you're thinking about, because they know that women undervalue, right? And that was an
Yeah, that's
advice from
right.
a woman. So obviously, I did that, and I think that is a very powerful start of prosperity. We can talk about this much more, but I think you have to be upfront. But yes, you have to battle a little bit with your beliefs here, debunk them, and as you said, be upfront, because we want to be prosperous. We have our needs, physical needs, as well as emotional and soul need to fulfill. Boy, tell me, what is the hardest part of being an entrepreneur? No one talks about this, right? We see the beauty. You're going on holidays. You are in a beautiful places and locations. Enjoying in amazing surroundings. But there is that little hard part that we have to go through. What is that?
I think it's the loneliness feelings,
Mm.
because you in this journey alone most of the time. If you have employees, they can help you with something, but the direction that you want to make for the future of the business is you. No one tell you what to do next. Even you have a business coach, or even you learn in business school, no one will teach you that where to go. You need to be the person who figure things out for yourself. and be the boss of your life, and even be the boss of other people, be the leader of everywhere. No one will set a way for you. You need to be the person who set your way, and that would be a very lonely journey if you don't have a business partner or you don't have co-founder or something. So I started as a solopreneur. I do everything by myself, and when I need something, I hire freelancer or contractors or employees to do those things for me. But to solve the problem, to take responsibility is only me, and to think about where the business go is only me. No one will tell me what to do and what to go next. And there's sometimes you will feel frustrated, or you feel like you don't know where to go, um, or you feel um, like uncertain, the uncertainty of the future. So you need to deal with that every year, or during your journey being an entrepreneur. So it's different with being an employee. If you being an employee, you just have salary every month. You can expect how much you get paid every month with the fixed income, how much you will save and what you do this and do that. But if you're entrepreneur, the money is not stable. It's so uncertain. Some months you get more and some months you get less. And then you need to always think about a new way to get money to launch new product, or to improve your service, or to get attention from other people, and then to sell and then show up every day. But it can be frustrating for some people because it's uncertain. So I don't think that entrepreneur is for everyone. If you can, yeah, if you can deal well with loneliness, if you can be independent, if you can deal well with uncertainty, then yeah, you can go in the entrepreneur journey for a long time. But if you're not that type of person, I don't suggest that you go to that journey.
I think I've heard once from a pretty famous entrepreneur that entrepreneurship can be learned. And I partly agree with this. As you said, you took the books, you took the YouTubes, you learn how to build the business. Basically, you learn by your mistakes. It's the same as me, right? I've observed it a bit my parents. Then I knew that this is what I want to do. That's why this mindset and finding your whys and having the purpose, right? And my question linked to that: why do you do what you do, Boy? That is that ultimate uh, reason you're driving, right? So, and they are going to be days that where it's very tough. The money is unstable until you build something bigger, but even then you might lose it. This is a little bit like a risky path, maybe not for everyone. That's why finding yourself, who you are, what are your weaknesses, what are your strengths, surrounding yourself with people who believes in you, right? Like we met in one of the networking clubs, FEM 500, FEM 500, and I love this place because this is was the potential, right? So definitely encouraging people to join those networks, and women join those networks. What do you think about that? What is the reason? Why do you do what you do, Boy?
Yes, so I think I have two reasons. First reason, I know that I'm the best. When doing this, I can solve this better than anyone else, because I can see the problem with my students have every time they come to me with a problem, and I know that they depend on me to solve this problem for them, and they trust me in my ability to help them. Instead of them go to other piano teachers or go to other business to ask for help, they count on me, they trust me. That's why I want to return that trust from people, and I take it as a responsibility to be in service, to help people, to solve the problem. And I know that I can be better than other people else in the world doing the same thing. So you need to know very um, certain that what you're very good at, what you can outwork other people. You need to know your strength and your competitive skill or your competitive side, that you can compete with other people and you will be the best. So then you will have the confidence that, okay, you need to be in this business, you need to be in this industry, because your future clients or your customer need you in this industry to help them. That's the first reason, the reason why. And the second reason, maybe it's internal. So that's the external reason. And the internal reason is that, okay, I want to have the freedom for myself. I want to create the lifestyle where I had the freedom of time, freedom of money, freedom of location. So that's something that I have. I set a goal for myself, the vision of my life where I want to be. And if I can achieve that, I also can help my parents, my families. I can provide for my family. For example, if you are a mom and you have children, so your children can be your motivation and your why you doing those things. You want to provide a better future for them, and you want them to see their mom as um a hero, you know. So we can get motivation and the reason why from many factors, from all the people around us, from our clients, for the pain that we have as a child, something like that. So when I was a child, I live in a low class family, so I didn't have much possession. I wear used clothes from my cousins. I didn't have much toys, but I didn't feel poor, I didn't feel like I poor. And then I went to a point where I had the first breakup with my first ex-boyfriend, and that time I didn't have any money, because before that, when I was with him, he always provide for me. He provided money and comfortable space for me, and then when he left, I feel like I depended on him for so long, and and then I feel like I was so dependent person, and I didn't have money at that time. So I told myself, I promised myself that this is the last time that I put myself in this helplessness position. So since then, I have that motivation to make money or to do business, so that I can provide for myself and I will not be in that position again anymore. So I think if you're an entrepreneur, I don't think that anyone want to be an entrepreneur if they don't have a turning point, whether they feel poor or whether they feel like they feel helpless because they cannot provide for their family, for their parents, or someone that they love as sick, and they didn't have the money to provide or to help their family members. Or entrepreneurship is uh, comes from obstacles or the pain that people had when in at some point in their life, in order for them to realize that now is the time for them to make money, to go out there and to and to do business. So it's not natural. If you someone who have very comfortable life, you never experience being poor or on without no money or without a shelter, you're very comfortable, you have a very comfortable living. I don't think that then you have any motivation to be an entrepreneur.
Yes, I agree.
If
I
you
think I agree
Yeah.
with you on that. It's a very forward thinking way and very deep and meaningful of what you're saying, right? That comes from obstacles and comes from overcoming, because this is what you have experienced and you don't want that anymore, no? But if someone lives in this comfortable situation, our human nature and psychology does not want to put us into pain, no? We better be in pleasure. Pain to some people motivates, but I know that is not always the case.
Yeah, that's right. Or some,
Yeah.
maybe you get insults from someone who told you you cannot do it, then you take that words and then you turn it into power. So I think every entrepreneur, they have something in the past, in the history, that every time they think about that, they want to make money, they need to stand up, they need to continue their journey. So it's not just okay, I have a good life and now I want to be an entrepreneur. But every time it's come from a place where we feel really low and then we want to get out of that.
Yes, I know also because we not only want to tackle here women who are in entrepreneurial journey, but also women who are, for example, working in a corporate environments. They also want to drive higher, right? They want to drive on ladder. And I have women telling me, there is some reason, I'm still not executive on the executive position. Why, right? It's the same. It's the same for you. You have to go, be upfront, ask for pay raise, ask for the promotions, ask for all what is the best for you. It is the same. You have to jump into your insecurities and maybe lack of confidence, low self-worth. It's just a little bit different setting here.
Yeah, that's right. I think woman, we need to ask for more. We need to ask more and willing to ask for what we want. You know, S- because I don't know where this come from, whether it's a gender difference, but I feel like um, it's very common that as a woman we don't ask for what we want that often, and we need to every day. I think maybe you can write down three things that you want to ask people to give you, something like that, and start practicing it from there. So for example, in your family or someday that you feel very tired, you can say, today I don't want to do anything, and then you can ask someone to do something for you, something like that. If you just give in and give in and give in without asking, and give the people the opportunities to help you and to provide for you and to, so I think that we can start from that, start asking for more. And we need to tap into our intuition whenever that you feel resentful, or whenever that you feel like exhausted because of giving. That time I think you can take a step back and think about what you want to ask now, you know and who you want to ask, and start from that, and practice from that. So for example, I joined a venture capital accelerator, and they have a fixed price for every entrepreneur to go to the program. And I didn't ask for them to raise the price, the investment fund, but I have some questions for them. What if I don't receive this? Or I have some questions, and then I ask them from what I want or what I don't want. And then after 1 month, they start raising the investment for all the entrepreneur in the program. So it can start from that. Whenever you feel something that uncomfortable, you feel like you cannot do this to the extent that you sacrifice yourself. Whenever you feel like, okay, I need to sacrifice, I need to lower my needs in order to please people. That is when to ask. When you need to know what is your need right now and what you want to ask, and start asking.
I love that you boy touching this because that's a very important topic indeed, and women don't ask about things, and we constantly coming from this place of um, insecurities, what they're going to think about me, and if other people's needs and other people around me needs are fulfilled. And I think this great spot of how do I feel about this? I am resentful about this. What's going on with me? Why I'm rejecting something is actually a great point to ask. But as you mentioned, all comes from awareness. Because if you are not aware that you actually having resentful moments, here I want to say that body feels, and often emotions are dumped into the body. So again, connecting body and emotions, it's important. And this is often coming when women don't giving themselves time, for example, when they have children, that they have to do husband breakfast or lunch, or they have to do another washing, right? And I'm like, just ditch this washing, do something for yourself, right? But this is so into our genetics. This is like in all our body. It's just we have to keep doing things for everyone. So I think it's amazing point. Thank you, Boi. I've got a question in regards challenges, right? Because you said the challenges building entrepreneurs, right? We are better with it, right? What are or what is or what was your biggest challenge so far on your path?
I love challenges. That's why I don't see it as something that very scary. You know, every time that I hit a challenge, I feel like, okay, this is a new problem to solve. And I feel like every time I have challenge, it's where my mind need to work, and I love working like that. That's why
Mm-hmm.
I don't see challenge as something that I want to avoid. And you need to embrace challenge during the way. So you as someone who athlete, right? And you love competition, you love the race, and yeah, and you can look at that. The entrepreneur journey is like that. It's like a race. It's something like you have reward every time you go to the you hit some point or you overcome some challenge, you get some reward. So think about challenge like that. Everything that come to you, problem or challenge moment, think about it as, okay, if I get through this, I will get a reward.
But it's
Think of it.
important, boy, have this mindset, right? Because when you are an athlete, I have been having reflections on it. When I was an athlete, I had people around me, no? We were training together. We went going to mountain together. We were hitting certain numbers of sets of laps, how fast we are doing as a team, right? Here, often on the entrepreneurial journey, you are on your own. And then you don't have someone to say, come on, stand up, right? So you have to be so aware that when those moments of failures happening or those challenging moments happening, that's okay. That's even bigger motivation for you to continue, because maybe that is a turning point for you, right? So what is your suggestion here when someone hits the challenge, right? It's
Yeah,
difficult
I
to
think
overcome, what they should do, how they should awake the giant.
I think whenever you counter a challenge, don't think about it as something that this is something that can will stop you doing something. You know, don't think challenge as something that will stop you, but think about challenge as this is an opportunity to help you get to another level and get a higher reward. For
Yes.
example, I hit a challenge where maybe at that time I hire some employees working with me, and I was not good enough at managing them, you know. And when whatever I try to delegate them to do something, I don't see the progress in the business or something like that. So then I think about, okay, so this is a challenge for me to learn how to up level my skills on how to manage, how to deal with people, how to hire better, how to, you know, how to evaluate who's the person that good for the team. So I don't see, then I when I look at challenge, I would think about, okay, so what will the lesson that I will learn from this challenge? If I get through this challenge, what will I learn? What will I can be better? So I think about it that way. And even I still feel frustrated and overwhelmed every time I hit some challenge. It's a natural feelings where you see some challenge, you feel very frustrated, you want to give up. However, when you look at it at another perspective, where if I get through this, what can I get? You know, the
I,
better
I like
reward for
I
me.
like this. I like
What
the
is
way
that?
you talk about problem solving. I think this is the way I also always think, looking for a solution rather seeing this as a problem, and definitely redefining the meaning of
Mm.
the challenge and the meaning of the failure is actually an opportunity for you
Yeah.
to coming, to stretching, to growing, to extracting even better self from that. The thing is, if people do not have this naturally, right, or do not train there over long period of time, and then they suddenly entering into entrepreneurial journey because they have spark, they have an idea, I think this is the advice for them, right? Do not give up, build your character. Would you say, what advice would you give for them? They entering, women enter, she has desire, she discovered that's what I want, and then naturally, as you say, comes fear. Don't do it, don't enter,
Mm.
uncertainty comes, right?
Mm. Yeah. Um, I cry all the time where I feel fear or where I feel uncertain. I feel fear really deeply. I was scared failure. I was scared being, I cannot do this. I have that multiple times. So I just like everyone else. I experience those things and I cry a lot whenever those emotion comes to me. And every time I was in those type of emotion, I pray. I pray for strength. I pray for courage. Because I know that I myself cannot lift myself up. So maybe there's a higher power, God, can help me through this. So that is where spirituality comes. You need to have a higher power than yourself in order to help you, uplift you in those challenges. If you alone, if you don't have a partner, if you're single, or if even your partner cannot help you with that, you need to rely on a higher power than you. And for me it's God. I pray to God. And also I know that I have a very strong belief that each of us, we are born to with a mission. We have gifts from God. We have some qualities, some strengths that God give us, and the reason why we live in this world is to make those gifts, multiply. So that I always see my life and myself as that mission. So whenever I feel low about myself, I cannot do this, I think about uh Jesus or something, or in the past, even Jesus prayed to God that, okay, I cannot do this, I don't want to die, something like that. And he still cry, he still cry, he still feel vulnerable. And so as we are all human, and those times, that's where spirituality comes in to help us. And so I think that's the power of your prayer will help you go through those times.
I think we don't talk about this enough outside in this entrepreneurial journey, right? We talk lots about achievements, lots about, you know, different programming, right? How to hit marketing and all of this, but we don't talk really about what's going on at that internal and that soul level of the entrepreneur, right? That we are vulnerable, or if anyone has something wants to achieve, has inside feeling I want to have fulfill my mission. As you said, this is the purpose, this is why I want to do it. And I do believe, as same as you, we all have this, and I know that many women has it, if not every single woman has it, but we are like squeezing and squeezing and squeezing, because I think that challenge also comes, Boy, because we have to overcome ourselves in this. So for me, growth of the business equal with my own growth. I feel that
Yeah.
my business is not going to grow if I'm not going to grow, because I cannot be brave enough to, for example, show up. But this is not my business, it's me, right?
Yeah, you are
So
the
turning,
business. Yeah.
you are the business, right? You want or you don't want, right? We have this amazing successful business people, and they still are up front of their businesses. They may be less involved, more involved, but they still have to have to show up, and that is definitely conversation to have it, right? Cry. I just love it. I cry as well. That makes me even more normal. I think it is just me. You know what I mean? So yes,
Everybody. I
fear
think
come.
men
Yes,
I think men cry too, but they don't
they do.
show it to you. Every male
Yeah.
entrepreneur, I think I heard someone broke down in one of the business coaching that I attend. He broke down because he failed so many times. He didn't see the results after so much effort that he put in. He feel like a failure, and he want to give up, and he cry. So it's natural for both men and women.
Yes.
That the natural psychology. Um, and I think if you want to cry, or if you want to quit, maybe you can quit one day, 2 days, and then come back. you know.
Yes, yes, keep be a
Yeah.
tiger and fight, right? That's why we fulfill the potential within. We want to find out what is the best gifts you've got, right? To potentiate this. Then you've got the purpose, why you're doing, what is behind all of this. We talk about prosperity. Money conversation, boy, I just want to come back to that for a moment. Why do Just summarize once again, why do women don't want to have this conversation, and actually why we should have these conversations about
I don't
money?
understand. I don't
Why do
understand.
we Do
Yeah.
you understand the
Why?
question? Did you?
Yeah, I understand the question.
Okay.
I just
Yes.
answer that. I don't understand the. I am not someone who very a master at psychology or gender or something.
What is your
However,
intuition telling you?
yeah, my intuition is that we avoid talking about money because we think we have some wrong belief about money. Maybe money is evil, making money is evil, asking for money is not nice, or we have some limiting belief around money. Maybe that's come from our family, that's come from religion. Because when I was raised in Catholic family, I was told that making money is difficult. Or for example, in the Bible, they say that if you are rich, it's very very difficult for you to go to heaven than the poor, something like that. Um, and money is something that evil, or people have a lot of money, evil, something like that. Maybe because in those teaching that you were taught as a kid, give you that definition, that very bad definition around money. So every time you think about money, you have that feelings against money subconsciously. So you need to work on that. And I think there's some money coach around over there. They can help you transform those limiting belief around money. And for me, yeah, I need to work subconsciously about what my belief around money, and then I need to change that belief. So then when I was a teenager or growing up, I think about money that way. I want to be poor because spirituality, if you're poor, you're easy to go to heaven and
Yes.
closer to God.
Yes. You
you know
cannot be rich. You cannot be rich going to heaven. And it's interesting that Bible, let's say you took it this out. What is talking only to a man, to a woman, is also talking to a man. So why we as a woman
Mm,
picking this
yeah.
up so easily, right? And
Mm,
I can see money those days as a potential, and I have lots of beliefs also about money, right? But as a potential to expand and support, it's because money is the good energy, can be also bad
mm.
energy. But Bruce Lipton, the author of Biology of Belief, talks great about money as an energy. So
I
so
think,
definitely.
yeah, you're right that men and women, we were taught about that, but for men, they have the responsibility to provide, or they have the natural driven to provide for people around them, for their wife, for their girlfriend, or their parents, or something like. Men was driven differently than women. They operate in the way that money is something that will define them, who they are, and how much they can provide for people around them. So men, they attach money to their power or to their capacity to be a man, you know, because as a man, people will qualify on how much you can provide. So I think men have that mentality. Maybe biology, I don't know, but men have that. So they very natural, and they don't let it affect us, affect them. But as women, we don't have that teaching that you a woman, you need to provide for the family, you need to make money and other things. We the society and expectation of society didn't put that expectation on women that we need to make money, but we will depend on a man at some points or something like that. So I think in Asian country we still have that thinking. I don't know in America or in other country what is the difference, but still in Asian women, like they still expect men to provide. That is because men, they live in a society where they was expected to provide. That's why they have that motivation to make money.
Makes
And
sense.
as
Makes
woman,
sense.
yeah, and woman, we don't have that. We don't have that expectation. So women have the expectation to be a mom, something like that, to be a nurturer, to be someone who's nice and please people around them. So yeah, I think it's
Uh,
come from expectation.
yes, I think it's very nice explanation. I buy this. I buy this definitely. You can sell me this for $200. No, but boy, I think it's again about finding that that what works for you, no? Because I am a mother, right? I am a mother at late 30s. I had Kiara when I was 39 uh, because my career was important to me. I had things to work out. I promised myself I work out certain things on my mindset before I become mom. I managed, I become mom, but then I want to have further drive. And I personally know that if I am going to fulfill my purpose, prosperity, and my potential, I will be a better mom, right?
Mm.
That is me. But there is maybe another woman who really wants a man to provide, and that's also okay,
Yeah,
right?
I don't
So
think
it's
any wrong with
exactly
that.
exactly.
Yeah,
So it's at the end of the day, we what we want to do with our conversation is that we want to have this money conversation, but you need to find what works for you. If you feel in resistance because you want to have your own money, you ask yourself what are solutions here. If you okay with this, that's okay. There is no
yeah,
pressure, right? And you can still fulfill your potential, your purpose, and your prosperity in a different way. What do you think about
yeah,
that?
yeah. I think the same. Sometimes I wish that I can be the the dependent person who more dependent on a man. I want that. I really want to be that kind of woman because it's so much easy.
Is easier. It's too
Yeah,
easier to some extent, no? If this is what you
yeah,
want, because can
yeah,
be also difficult to come out from this. And I know women like
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also I know women that they have men provide for them, and they compare them with people like us, with people who very driven and competitive like me, or go out and do business like me, and I tell them that maybe you like you operate differently than me. So maybe you should appreciate where you are, the position where you are, where you're very happy to have a man provide every needs of yours and all the things, and you feel happy in that place. That's okay. You don't need to be like me. And sometimes I want to be like you, but I cannot, because whenever I depend on a man for so long, I forget about who I am. I don't know who I am anymore, and I become depressed.
Yes.
So that's is not my identity. And I think maybe it's come from our personality too. and
Yes.
there's nothing wrong with, you know,
It's the same like with motherhood,
yeah,
no? Not
yeah,
everyone has to be mother. And motherhood for me does not define you. You
mm,
can use motherhood to overcome challenges because you might have additional external motivation. But for me, at the end of the day, comes all from inside you. No, it is
mm,
exactly the same. You don't need to be mom to
mm,
be fulfilled in
mm,
life. But if that is
yeah,
what you want, that's what is giving you strength, that's
mm,
perfect. If the same
yeah,
as you can want to have business or you want to be working in corporate environment.
yeah. So as talking about motherhood, so till now, and I'm now 30 years old, and I don't have that desire to be a mom.
You know, they didn't
And
wake up in me until I was 38. Boy, so you have
yeah,
still time.
and um and I know that some people I know that they had the dream to be a mom since they were young, since they were teenager, or since they were 18, 19. They had the dream to be a mom, to be a family person, and I never had that dream. So I don't think that we operate the same way. So we have different paths and different mission, and that's why we embrace those. You know, um, you have different mission, different path. I have different way to grow, and other women as well. So we should not compare ourselves with each other, or she's better than me, or she had this life I don't have. And I think we should appreciate more on who we are, and the position, and our unique path. We don't need to compare with anyone, but value ourselves where we are, and wherever we want to go. Just appreciate that. And for me, like, I think these things are something that a mission in my life, you know. I'm very spiritual person. Um, when looking back at my life, I think the reason why I become who I am today, because I have some challenge that other people don't have, you know, or I have some experience that made me become who I am today. And and I don't suggest that everyone should go through what I go through, something like that. So I
If
don't
you
think,
don't need to, you don't need to. You
yeah,
don't go, right? It's the same like me. Would I
yeah,
suggest someone going through, you know, all the stuff? No. Why should I? That
mm,
is just me, and that is what I also understood. Because always I'm asking myself, why is me? Why is me?
mm,
That comparison. Why someone is there? I'm here, right? This is for you because you have something to fulfill in this life. If this is the
yeah,
way you think,
yeah.
boy, what are you working on now?
So I'm now on accelerator program of venture capital named Antler. So I had the idea that I want to scale up the current methodology of teaching piano globally, and make it as and I want to build a business that that is a legacy, that after I die, people still remember me and still remember my methodology. So I have that very strong motivation to do this, as I feel like this is the mission that I want to fulfill in my life. And now I'm working on that. I will be on this program for 2.5 months and learn all things about tech startup, and how to build the tech startup, and find the right co-founder, and then we can pitch to the investors. So this is very naturally this come to me, and it's something that I look for it. I was looking for this, I think 3 years ago, and now it's the time where it's the right time that I pursue it. So I'm working on it. I don't know where it will go. I don't have any certainty that they will be successful. However, I feel I am at the right place where I need to be, and that's it.
How
Yeah.
will the way is going to find you, right? The will and why I want to do it, that deep inside goal and desire. I think it's very important, even not the most important. And we would like to congratulate you, Boy. That's fantastic. I have seen you growing and changing and opening and always being strong. And I have very high words about you. And you definitely women to watch and observe. And all the best. And only tell us last thing how people can find you if someone wants to learn from you, if someone is looking for a mentor as yourself.
Okay, you can go to my LinkedIn profile, which is Boi Ngoc, and you can send me messages or anything that you want to ask me. I also have service where I mentor people who want to achieve more in their life or to upgrade themselves or their business or double their income or change their mindset into success. So that is the website boingocmentor.com. So those are two ways that you can connect to me and see what I'm doing in the business thing. And also I have piano business, and I'm not translate that into English yet. I'm working on the tech startup, and I will bring it to English soon, and I will launch it. So if I find the right co-founder and I get the fund to make it. So yeah, just stay connect on LinkedIn and follow me on LinkedIn.
Beautiful, Boy. Thank you so much. This was fantastic. Very powerful conversation. Lots to learn and lots to learn from you. And once again, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much, Barry, and best wishes for you and all the ladies here.
Thank you.